This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Friday, September 6th, 2019. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. Still no relief. A pensioner is again crying out for help almost a week after Prime Minister Mia Mottley condemned and ordered the reversal of the decision to cut off pension and invalidity payments. While Janice Harris praised the actions of the Prime Minister, she says nothing has changed. Her utilities have since been disconnected and debt collectors are calling.
I called the Barbados Treasury because the Prime Minister gave an order. And I asked a question. Since the Prime Minister said our pensions are going to be restored, the Treasury get the authorization to pay the pensions. I was told no. The next day, I woke up, my phone was cut off. Next was the light and water to go.
The former maid, who retired medically unfit from the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, first brought the plight of pensioners to national attention when she protested outside Parliament back in May this year. She has reportedly been receiving just $47.51 a month from government since April. Now the 55-year-old has hit the streets in protest once again. She's calling for those with the authority to act on the directions of the Prime Minister to do so as a matter of urgency.
This is 6 months I am like this. And I'm asking you, in the name of Jesus, you that are responsible for giving the Barbados Treasury the authorization, please, we've suffered enough. We've hurt. We have mourned. And I'm asking you to have consideration that we have our bills to pay and give the Barbados Treasury the authorization to restore back our pensions.
The Ministry of Education is under fire for its refusal to take a stand on the dispute involving a transgender student. LGBT activist Alexa Hoffman says the issue can't be swept under the carpet, as we hear in this Karim Smith report.
Alexa Hoffman, who has openly challenged Barbados' laws against same-sex intimacy, has warned government that the recent case of a 14-year-old born as a male and identifying as a female is not isolated, and predicts that authorities could find themselves dealing with similar issues sooner rather than later. In an interview with Barbados Today, Hoffman, who attended a local public school, said the issue of sexual identity was not confined to elite society and argued, contrary to popular belief, children should be included in conversations about sexual identity and encouraged to better explore their own. The activist admitted her own growth was hindered and suppressed by a society which was not yet ready to accept her own sexual identity. The issue has been pushed to the forefront of everyday conversations after a Canadian mother residing in Barbados launched an online petition challenging the school's decision to prevent her daughter from wearing female attire. On Wednesday, Minister of Education made clear she did not intend to intervene, while acknowledging the issue of transgender children was one of many which the ministry needed to address. Hoffman, at the same time, still accepted the dress code regulations of various schools, which she linked to a country still struggling to accept alternative lifestyles. She, however, argued that restricting children's ability to express their sexuality would do more harm than good. Karim Smith for Barbados Today.
Don't expect Governor General Dame Sandra Mason to shy away from making statements some may view as controversial. After being criticized for recent comments about corporal punishment, the Governor General indicated she won't be deterred and is again speaking out. This time, though, she's talking about national service.
The kind of national service that I am contemplating, I don't have the authority to put it in force, is one where every single child in Barbados, not the ones who are underprivileged, every single child who goes through the school system in Barbados must give some sort of national service. Now, if you leave school at 14, if you leave school at 19, you must, before you enter the next phase of your life, do national service. I'm also thinking that all those many persons who got Barbados scholarships, before they go off to wherever they're going, they should have a gap year and should do it.
Last month, it was announced that the Barbados Youth Service is being replaced by the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps, which would have a $20 million budget. It's expected to have a yearly intake of 800 to 1,000 persons.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
The death toll from Hurricane Dorian will be unimaginable. That's what Bahamians are being told. So far, 23 deaths have been confirmed, but residents in the areas devastated by the storm say a far worse picture exists on the ground. Eyewitness News spoke to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands.
Dr. Sands said a team of morticians from the capital traveled to Abaco today to begin the process of embalming the dead because there is nowhere to keep the bodies cool.
We have requested transportation of coolers, refrigerated coolers, to the north, central, and south of Abaco, and as morbid as this may sound, similarly to Grand Bahama.
Search and rescue teams are working against flooding and debris, but Sands said once passages are clear, it is likely that those who are missing will be found dead.
As we go from door to door in all of these communities, to go underneath rubble, concrete, in attics, underneath floors, in the woods, the bushes, etc., that we are going to find a number of persons who are missing.
Dr. Sands said the government is not attempting to downplay the numbers of those who died, but said there is a process that must be followed.
There are only particular people that can declare persons dead. And until such persons are declared dead, they cannot be recorded as an official death. It may seem like semantics, it may seem outrageous, it may seem ridiculous, but that is the way it is.
The health minister said thousands of persons are still in the clinics in Marsh Harbor waiting to be evacuated. Last night at a press conference at NEMA's headquarters, when asked about the death toll, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said,
"Touch you, see you, I know you're dead." Next question.
And finally, the younger brother of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has quit the government, citing the national interest. The decision came as the Prime Minister moved to kick off what is in effect an election campaign, casting Parliament as the enemy of Brexit. More from Reuters TV.
Joe Johnson said in a tweet he was torn between family loyalty and the national interest. By resigning, he effectively told the nation he doesn't support his brother's Brexit plans and the prospect of the UK leaving the EU without a deal. All this just before Johnson had a chance to speak with US Vice President Mike Pence mid-afternoon.
Joe doesn't agree with me about the European Union because it's an issue that obviously divides families and divides everybody. But I think what Joe would agree is that we need to get on and sort this thing out.
He may have lost the support of his brother, but Pence reassured the Prime Minister he was still backed by the Trump administration and a president who's spoken fondly of Johnson.
I spoke to President Trump this morning, your friend, and he asked me to send you his very best greetings and to assure you that the United States supports the United Kingdom's decision to leave the European Union.
Johnson moved on to Yorkshire in North England after the Pence meeting. In recent days, he's lost 21 MPs from his party, a majority in Parliament, and now the support of his brother.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.